Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. This rundown is going out to Monstrozoid, who says, I've been watching you since I was a kid. He's talking about me, talking about watching someone cool you look up to your whole life. You're my Rocky. That's so kind. That's very nice. I can't believe it. That was underneath my Creed 2 review. Thank you, Monstrozoid. This rundown is all yours. It looks like the controversy surrounding Diablo Immortal isn't stopping Blizzard from creating more mobile games. Blizzard is rumored to be working on a Pokemon Go-style mobile game set in the Warcraft universe. That's according to a new report by Kotaku, which claims that Blizzard currently has a team working on an unannounced AR project, and like Pokemon Go, it will let players explore the real world to battle enemies and encounter mythical creatures. The project apparently got off the ground because there are a lot of Pokemon Go fans at Blizzard, including lead designer Corey Stockton. The Kotaku article also claims that the game will be a lot more in-depth than Pokemon Go and includes some kind of single-player component. That's all we know for now. Pokemon Go has been a huge moneymaker for developer Niantic and the Pokemon Company, and Blizzard's own Hearthstone is also raking in the dough on mobile devices. No word yet on a release window. In the meantime, Diablo Immortal is expected to launch sometime next year, and word on the street is that there's going to be some kind of crossover between Diablo Immortal and Pokemon Go. I'm just kidding. Just trying to rile up all of you mobile haters out there. Yeah, of course Blizzard is looking at the mobile world. They've made a killing off of Hearthstone, and of course they're going to be working on new projects that make sense for mobile and make sense for their bottom line. I don't know if a Warcraft-style Pokemon Go type thing makes sense, though. I don't like. What do you collect? Orcs? Somebody explain to me what the design would be. I guess Blizzard will. But yeah, that just seems a little incongruous to me. But maybe, I mean, I trust those Blizzard people. They make pretty good games over there, right? Am I right or am I right? Not that they want to create any friction with the fans out there. All right, there's another big reason to hope that Shenmue 3 will be a success. Developer EaseNet has announced that the game has now earned more than $7.1 million through crowdfunding from a total of 81,000 backers. Shenmue 3 was first announced back in 2015 and at the time earned $6.3 million on Kickstarter, and since then it's earned an additional $800,000 on other platforms. This despite the fact that it's been delayed several times and was originally slated to arrive in the first half of 2018. Publisher Deep Silver came aboard the project last year, and there's no word on how much additional money they might have invested into the project. With $7.1 million from crowdfunding, this makes Shenmue 3 one of the biggest crowdfunded games in history, beating other notable projects like Mighty No. 9 at $4 million, and coming in just behind the Ouya console at $8 million. Both of those projects, incidentally, were disappointments when they were finally released. Hopefully Shenmue 3 doesn't meet the same fate, because with all that money earned, it's going to mean a lot of disappointed players. We'll get to find out when the game lands next year. I think it's probably going to be pretty true to form. I think that Yu Suzuki is working extra hard to build his passion project, and I think there is so much love and respect for where this project came from and for the people that have invested into it. I can't see people dropping the ball on this. Clearly it looks like dated technology, and that's sort of the design spec for the game. And I think that's actually going to help it with all of its development kind of hurdles and all the twists and turns it's taking as the game comes to market. It helps that it's got publisher support for sure. None of this guarantees that it will be good, but my instincts are that it will probably be pretty solid, and fans of Shenmue 1 and 2 are going to love this game. I'm very much looking forward to checking that out. I still haven't had time to jump back into Shenmue 1 and 2. I fully intend to, but I am very excited to see this story kind of come to a conclusion. The story of this game getting made. The new Wreck-It Ralph movie is going to do more than break the internet, because it looks like it's going to break the box office as well. Disney's new video game-inspired animated adventure Ralph Breaks the Internet opened in theaters on Wednesday and earned a better-than-expected $18 million on its opening day. This puts the film on track to earn as much as $94 million this weekend, which would give it the biggest Thanksgiving opening weekend of all time, just beating the previous record holder, another Disney animated movie, Frozen. I guess when it comes to that record, Elsa might just have to let it go. Even if Ralph Breaks the Internet doesn't break any records this weekend, the film will almost certainly outgross its predecessor, Wreck-It Ralph, which earned just $189 million domestically in its entire run back in 2012. You can learn more about the new film by watching our interview with animator Benson Shum on our channel, and God, there were so many beautiful sequences in Ralph 2. It's really a slick-looking movie. I wanted more from the movie because I'm such a video game fan. I wanted to see more of the video game characters that I know and love. And Disney, I think, instead focused on doubling down on a lot of the properties that are sort of in the Mouse House. So we got a lot of Star Wars and Marvel little, homages through all that stuff. Of course, all the princesses, which you've seen in the trailers. It's fun. It's a fun movie. The one thing I will say about it is it's kind of a big crowd pleaser in a lot of ways, too, even though it sort of toys with your emotions. And, these Disney movies, they sometimes go to dark places. But I feel like it's very inclusive. It's very accessible. It doesn't really go over the heads of anybody out there, like The Big Bang Theory, which probably will play very well because we all know how successful The Big Bang Theory has been. I'm not a fan of that show, by the way. And Disney just can't wait to be king of the box office with another big animated movie. The first trailer for the new Lion King has landed, giving fans their first look at the film. It's been described as a live-action movie in the same vein as other recent Disney adaptations like Beauty and the Beast, although since there aren't any human characters, it will actually be nothing but animation, albeit photorealistic. It's directed by Jon Favreau, who last helmed the 2016 Jungle Book movie, and like that film, some of the animals will be brought to life using performance capture animation. As for the voice cast, it includes the likes of Donald Glover, Seth Rogen, and James Earl Jones reprising his role from the original. Beyoncé will also voice one of the characters, and she'll work with original composer Elton John to create new songs for the soundtrack. That's a lot of money that Disney is throwing at this project. It hits theaters next summer, and it's gonna make all that money. It's gonna be huge. The trailer's pretty chill-inducing, I think. Chills up your spine when you watch it, especially if you're a fan of the original animation. I don't know if anything's ever going to take away that magic and that mystery of that first reveal of the Lion King and how epic it was. I've seen the stage performance of The Lion King, and it's amazing as well. It's great source material. There's epic drama, great characters. It's amazing that James Earl Jones is back in there. It looks great. Is it necessary? Because it's really just kind of taking one medium and transposing it to a slightly different medium with the computer animation. I don't know, I guess that's a bit debatable. I thought the Jungle Book was a technical accomplishment. It wasn't really, I didn't love it. I thought it was cool, but I didn't freak for the movie. But I definitely have more, emotional connections to The Lion King, so I'm excited to see how Favreau ties this all together. Makes it feel fresh, and damn, that voice cast, man, it's gonna make so much money. It's crazy. Disney, they're gonna own the world. The battle over loot boxes has started to heat up in Europe. Square Enix has removed loot boxes from 3 games in Belgium in order to comply with new anti-gambling regulations. The 3 games, Mobius Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts Union X, and Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, no longer offer loot boxes to players in the country, with Square Enix citing legal uncertainty around the matter. Earlier this year, Belgium ruled that loot boxes are a form of gambling, making it illegal for games that have them to be sold or marketed to children. Several big games like Counter-Strike Go and Overwatch already disabled loot boxes in the country in order to comply with the new law, although EA didn't do the same with FIFA 18, sparking an ongoing legal battle with the Belgian government. It remains to be seen how this will all turn out. Meanwhile, loot boxes have scored a victory in the UK because that country's gambling commission has disputed recent claims that there's a link between loot boxes and gambling addiction. Earlier this week, researchers at the University of York released a study showing that gamers, particularly children, can become addicted to loot box mechanics for the same reasons people become addicted to traditional gambling, making them sort of like a gambling gateway drug. The UK Gambling Commission, which has ruled in favor of loot boxes in the past, disagrees with that report and reiterates their previous decision that loot boxes aren't gambling. Don't expect this issue to go away anytime soon. I think loot boxes lead to gambling, 100%. I think you are gambling with virtual currencies, or, you're spending time basically spinning a wheel to see what's going to happen. And I think that the reason why this is so contentious and why so many people are up in arms and so many people against it is cause for concern. And it's cause to have this conversation, and it's cause for changes to start being implemented. And I think that they need to be consumer-facing changes. And if the games are not mature rated, they need to be thinking about the kids that might be inevitably exposed to these products, for sure. There needs to be some kind of decision around this, but the arguments are so epic in scale. They've reached the courts, It's big. This is a big issue in the video game industry, and it needs to be rectified. It needs to be solved in a harmonious way, And that's not just in mobile. That's in console gaming and PC gaming, anywhere. I kind of side with Iwata, who gave that speech at GDC, I think in 2009. It was a number of years ago. Rest in peace, Satoru Iwata. But he gave the speech about the devaluation of video games and how free-to-play was going to be a major problem for a lot of video game developers. And I think it really has become that. I think it's become very treacherous to navigate through all of this, and now legally treacherous to navigate through all of this and to keep studios alive and to keep your employees happy and to keep your customers happy. And I hope we can find a way through this. But I definitely want to hear what you guys think about all that. That's going to do it for our rundown today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We're going to be back on Monday with a brand new episode for you. Make sure you get caught up on all the stuff that we make around here. And if you dig our stuff, please hit subscribe. Please hit that little bell to be notified. If you want to click that join button and become an EPN member, we'd love it if you would. And one of the benefits of that is you'll be able to provide us a video with your suggestions for the Rocket and Raygun Game of the Year Awards, which we'd love to see from you guys as well. And remember, we also have a merch landing page at epn.tv/merch. And if there's one favor that I can ask of you is if you enjoyed this video, please share it on your social medias or wherever you want to. Email it to friends or whatever with the hashtag PlayForever. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend.